All right, so we're going to go through the study guide real quick, just showing you how to do the math parts of it. Line A can be described by the equation, and it says 3x minus 4y equals 8, which of these is an equation to a line that is parallel, so that means they're going to have the same slope. So we're going to want to put this in slope-intercept form, be the easiest way for you to solve these. To do that, we're just going to isolate the y, so get y by itself. Subtract 3x from each side. You have negative 4y is equal to negative 3x plus 8. And really the plus 8 don't matter here. But then we're going to divide by negative 4 on each side. So when that negative 4 gets divided, though, it does each term. So it's divided from the negative 3x and the positive 8. So you end up with negative 3x over negative 4. And then 8 over negative 4, just to show you the math here and how it breaks down. Negative 3 over negative 4, the negatives cancel out, and you have just 3/4 x. I just took the x from here down to there. It's the same thing. If the x is beside, it's the same as multiplying into the top. So I'm trying to show you how it looks in slope-intercept form. So I have positive 8 divided by negative 4 is just going to give me negative 2. And this is slope-intercept form for what we have here. I kind of went through that pretty fast, but it's because we've already learned slope-intercept form and all that, and I just wanted to show you that was the process. So the only thing I needed out of that was the slope, which was 3/4, because slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, and this is where the m would be, so slope is 3/4. Now, after I'm finished with all that, I don't need any of that anymore. The only thing I need is to figure out which of these are going to be the same slope. Now, there's a really easy way to do this as well, without doing any math. I got a positive 3 and a negative 4 there. That's positive 3 with my x and negative 4 with my y. This is going to be my answer. It's positive 3x with a negative 4y. This is going to end up being the same slope. But let me show you how that works. It's the exact same math. You still get y by itself by subtracting 3x from each side. Then you have negative 4y is equal to negative 3x plus 6. If you divide by negative 4 on each side, then divide by negative 4 here, you have y equals, like I said, it's the exact same math. And then when all that reduces down, you end up with y equals 3/4x, and then that'll reduce down to minus 3/2. But the only thing you really need is this part right here to give that that's your answer. Like I said, since that's a positive 3 and that's a negative 4, and that's a positive 3, that's a negative 4, it should be easy for you to tell even in standard form. But when in doubt, put it in slope-intercept form, and it'll help you out. All right, so this one don't actually have any math, but I wanted to explain it to you. You're already in slope-intercept form. The one that's going to be parallel to that is going to be the same. I mean, you got 3/5x. 3/5x is here. That would be a. Super easy. You should be able to get that without doing any math. You're just looking at the slope-intercept form, 3/5 and 3/5. This one's similar, only now you're looking for the perpendicular, so you're looking for the opposite reciprocal. So this is positive 3/5. Opposite would be negative 3/5, and then the reciprocal means you flip the fraction over. So it would be the negative 5/3, which is option C. So this would be your answer. Like I said, opposite reciprocal, 3/5 now becomes negative 5/3. Flip it and change the sign. Okay, on this one, we're going to use the formula for the interior angle sum, which is 180 times n minus 2, n being, well, I'll put an m there, n being the number of sides. In this case, there's 8 sides, so 180 times 8 minus 2. 180 times 6 now, because 8 minus 2 is 6, and it equals 1,080 degrees. Whatever number of sides you have, that's where you plug in for n. This is an octagon, so there's 8 sides. It's pretty straightforward from there. Okay, so this one's a little bit tricky. You've got to write an equation that passes through a certain point, and it's perpendicular to this, to that line. So let's put that line in slope-intercept form. All right, so I'm going to add 6x to each side. So I have negative y is equal to 6x plus 11. Then I'm going to divide by negative 1 on each side. I'm just changing the signs. I got to get rid of that negative. So now I have negative 6x minus 11. So now it's in slope-intercept form. I have y equals negative 6x minus 11. Okay, so that's the slope of our original. Perpendicular slope to that, if I have negative 6, a perpendicular slope to that is going to be positive 1 over 6. So opposite reciprocal, right? So if we want perpendicular slope would be, instead of negative, it's now positive, and instead of 6, it's 1 over 6. So our new slope we're looking for is going to have 1 over 6. At this point, now I can get rid of all this other stuff. I don't need it. I don't need any more of this stuff. I'm done with it. So get rid of all of it. I need to write an equation that has this slope, but also goes through that point. So I'm setting up my y equals mx plus b. I know what my m is, so my y equals 1/6 x plus, and I don't know my b. B is what I'm looking for, okay? This is where this point comes in. I have an x value of negative 12, because if it goes through that point, x would be 12, where y would be equal to 0. So in this case, I can plug them in. 0 for my y, 1/6 times negative 12 for my x plus b. So if I do the negative 12, so 0 equals negative 12 over 6 plus b. Negative 12 over 6 is negative 2 plus my b value. Don't get confused and think that's a 6. That's a b I just wrote. Okay, so then I got to get rid of it. I got to get rid of the negative 2 on that side. So I'll add 2 to each side, and 2 is my b, so b is 2. So now I can write out my slope-intercept form. I got y equals 1/6 x plus my b value, which I now know is 2. And that would be my answer. That's all you have to do. Seems like a lot, but it's not. You need to find the slope you're looking for, or the slope of the line you're trying to find, and then plug in the point to figure out the b value. And you can write it all out in slope-intercept form. All right, so the interior or the exterior angle theorem. Add angle 1 together with angle 4 to get angle 3. That's how you're supposed to do these problems. So 50 plus 65 equals 115 degrees. Well, these were degrees too. So it's 115 degrees. That's your answer. Measure of angle 3 equals 115. Now let's say you forgot the exterior angle theorem. You can still do it without doing that. You can still do it by saying, okay, well, 1, 4, and 2 all add up to 180. So you can use that to find angle 2. So 180 minus 50 minus 65, which will give us, let's put my degrees in there, which will give us 65 degrees. So now I know measure of angle 2 is 65 degrees. And I can use that this is a linear pair, because angle 2 plus angle 3 is also 180, because they're supplementary angles, a linear pair. And then I can say 180 minus 65, which is equal to the same 115 degrees. That's fine too. It just takes longer to do that. Exterior angle theorem tells us if we have an exterior angle on a triangle, we can do the 2 remote interior angles, which means the 2 angles that are not the one connected to it, basically. These 2 opposite side angles add together to be the same as your exterior angle of angle 3.